Ahoy friends, welcome to Building the Alpha Dory. I'm Dan, and this is a project to build a Chamberlain racing dory from John Gardner's The Dory book. Illustrations by Sam Manning. Today we'll be out in the shop, and we're going to get the centerboard ready to install. So bit of work to do, so let's get to it. So we've got the board pretty well trimmed, sanded the edges of it, the centerboard box. The next thing we're going to have to do is we need to make space in the bottom of the boat here for the box to fit in, which means we're going to need to take down two of the braces that hold the boat to the bottom, hold the boat to the, actually we're only going to need to fully take down one of the braces. The other one can actually stay up, but in a slightly altered form. Just moving it forward a little bit so it's out of the way of the box is all. So that'll stay right in place. Excellent. So that'll help stabilize the boat on the bed. But this one here has to come out because this blocking is too close this way. We may be able to set it up again once we set the board in place, but we're going to have to move it at the very least. It'll be a big advantage if we can get it set up again, because it'll just make it that much more stable on the bottom of the boat. Right now is when I start wondering why on earth I didn't move this drill out of the way, so it's not in the middle of the hole. Alright, so what we need to do is get this in here. So it looks like what we'll be able to do is shift everything back just so far. And like I say, we'll have to figure out real time if this is actually going to work. But it looks like it's going to fit. Yeah, just, at least for the moment. So I'll be able to grab that and actually put that kickstick back in, but just at a slightly altered location, which will be great. Okay, so now that we've got the boat braced back onto the bed, what we can do is we'll probably have to actually hop into the boat just to work in there on it. It's a bit of a lean over, but that could work as well, as long as we've got the ability to get in there and get working. The big thing is we need to saw out this frame, that cleat, and that cleat. And this is just the saw to do it with. I'll go ahead and grab a couple pencils in case that one the tip's already broken on, so I guess we'll just have to go with one. Yeah, you never know when you're going to snap a pencil. Let's get down the straight edge, even though this may have some trouble fitting in there, it's so long. I also want to snag the square. It's quite possible we'll be able to put that to use. And I'll nab one of the little squares while we're at it. Okay, so now that we've built the box, we know exactly how wide it is, and that's going to be an important part of making these cuts, because until the box is built and glued up, I suppose if you were making these, every couple of weeks in a sort of factory setup, you'd know how wide your centerboard boxes were going to be, but I mean, we're doing this as a one-off, so it pays to make the box and then make the cuts in the boat directly from the measurements of the box. So that's totally understandable. Probably for our own sake, it would be a lot easier if first thing we did was actually put some marks on the box as to where the center line is before and after. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So it looks like our box is about 3 3/4 inches wide. So half of 3 inches would be 1.5, and half of 3/4 of an inch would be let's see, so if we go 1/4 this way, an 1/8 this way, then we've got an 1/8 left on this side, and we're an 1/8 over on this side of 4 inches. So that's half of half of that is half of 4 inches is 2 inches. So it looks like we're dead center there. And we'll do the same down this end. So we got 2 good marks there that we'll be able to see, and we can line those marks up with the center line that we struck on the boat. Oh gosh, what was that? Probably 80 episodes ago, maybe. Oh. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'll mark that center line. Line that center line up with the center line on the box. And do the same up here. Yeah, this stick is getting in the way a little bit of seeing the center line there. Make sure this one's still on back here. Okay, so now I know that so this is where I think approximately it's going to be. So I know that the I'll just put a tick mark on either side of where the box is right now. So now I can get it back to that spot fairly easily. Oh, great. Okay, so yeah, that looks like it's about in the center. And I know from measuring the box that the box is 3 3/4 inches wide. So I can go start at 3 and should almost go to 7. Alright, and we're looking good here on the spacing. Let's check this one out here. I can mark where the box needs to go here in 1/8 of an inch and in 1/8 of an inch. And then the same here. Center lining there. Alright, so that looks like a pretty good fit there. Now, what I'm thinking I'll do is get these out of the way for fitting the board. Then we can put them back up once we've got the board fit. You know, after everything's cut, or after everything's marked to be cut. Yeah, because this stuff is definitely in the way of seeing a center line. I'm already up in the boat, so as long as I stay in the middle. As long as I stay in the middle, it says here that the boat shouldn't tip over on me. See how well that plays out. And the other thing that's going to be in the way is actually the centerboard box. Alright, we're looking pretty good there. So now I'll use this straight edge to mark the cuts on the two cleats. Yeah, because I can flex the straight edge down to the point where it's actually touching the cleats to get a fairly accurate mark. So what I'll do is I'll cut the frame first, and that'll drop the board right down onto the cleats. And that'll let me make sure that the cleats are just the right spacing, and then I'll cut the cleats. So, yeah, let's... We're looking good there at the bow. All right, so got a mark on the cleats. Putting these pieces of wood in to make sure I don't cut into the bottom of the boat. Alright. Pretty close to through there. Let's get in on the other side. Alright, so we've got the frame out of the way. Now it says here the centerboard box should fit down closer to the cleats so we can get make sure we get an accurate measurement on the cleats. Alright, there we go. Sweet. So, let's see. In here where the centerboard box should be. Alright. Now, with that centered, you can see how we're just Just making sure we're not rubbing up against any pieces of wood that are on the side of the boat. Yeah, now we can make sure we get these cleat notches in the right place. Alright, so see how this works. Alright, so we'll go ahead and make those cuts, and then the board should be down inside the boat, flush against the bottom planking, where we'll be able to glue it in place, and then glue and screw it in from the other side as well. Okay, we should be able to put this wedge back in now. Oh. Have this. Secure. Yeah. So you can see how that notch in the number 2 frame is going to work. Like that. And you can see that allows the board to drop in the rest of the way, so that we can mark the cleats accurately now, and then yeah, get those attached. So I guess next episode we'll cut the cleats. Thanks for stopping by. Massive thank you to everyone who's liked, subscribed, and supported the channel. And look forward to seeing everybody in the comments section and next video. Have a great day, and yeah, God bless. See ya.